Facebook has really changed not only our lexicon, but how we live our daily lives. And that, of course, means everything we do, everything we look at, everybody we talk to is going to be put on your Facebook status. Well, today's the 10th anniversary, 10th birthday of the social networking site that started at Harvard University. Harrison Roos is our senior web editor here at Sun News Network, senior web producer, sorry. You deal with social media daily. You handle our Twitter account, you handle the Facebook page. New information is constantly coming out. New social networking opportunities coming out. Twitter is huge, of course, Harrison. But today we celebrate 10th birthday of Facebook. What has kept it so popular?
I think it's that everybody can use it. This is one of the things that they figured out at the beginning. They had this cool niche that worked very well back in 2004, where they had just this local university network. As time went on, I think they realized that they had a product that worked, but you had a limited customer base. So a niche is a good place to start, but if you really want to grow, you got to get more people on. So by 2006, they had opened it up to anybody over age 13, and not just at universities. You could assign yourself as a school or as a city, wherever you choose. And so I think they just found a formula that worked. It had this cool personal side to it where you could post photos and things that are interesting to you. You could go very public and share news, which is what we do with the Sun Facebook page. We find the breaking news.
And that's one of the tools, of course, with respect to using social media. One of the things that we're always talking about here is if you are liking us on Facebook, and that's what I mean when I say it changed our lexicon. You know, you can like this or unfriend or become friends and all of this sort of thing. We have some graphics too as far as age breakdown when it comes to this, Harrison. Most people think that it's simply, you know, just teenage girls on there, but actually that doesn't, the numbers don't bear that. There's a lot of people who are older that are going on Facebook, not only to maybe connect with people they knew in high school or university, but simply, you know, their grandparents now, they want to share. And so what do the numbers look like as far as who's using Facebook?
The biggest demographic on Facebook is the 25 to 34 category. And that actually, as far as a business model, is probably pretty good because those are the people with disposable income. So for the Facebook, the people running it, they probably think that's pretty good. What's interesting though in the numbers is that for 16 and 17-year-olds in Canada, only 3% of Canadians in the 16 to 17-year-old bracket are actually using Facebook.
That's a pretty coveted bracket because that's advertising,
that's the next bracket.
That's revenue.
But if you go up one more bracket, the 18 to 24, 23% of those people are using Facebook. So there's a huge gap between the 16, 17, and then the one step older. And I think that's the thing that is what's worrying to a lot of people who are curious how Facebook is going to survive into the future. And because they're not really catching on right now with the teenagers. Right,
and that's where Twitter is so popular, of course, is the other major social networking site. But there's also other things, you know, there's Instagram, there's Flickr, there's all of these abilities for us to constantly be updating people. I find it annoying if you go on a Facebook feed and sometimes I just don't want to know.
There's a lot of noise there.
There's a lot of stuff happening there.
And that's one of the things that Facebook has criticized sometimes more than some of the other big engines that crawl data, is that Facebook sometimes they say doesn't crawl data very well. So they're showing people things that they don't want to see, they're not going to click on.
Marissa, I want to bring you into this conversation too, because you are of that, I assume that generation that would be very much in the world of social media. Things are instant, it happens so frequently. Are you on Facebook very much? Are you out there liking everything?
Adrian, this may come as a surprise to you, but I've never had Facebook. But what I will say is there's, you know, consistent with the numbers that you just showed, there's a trend, and that is that younger people are getting off of Facebook. If you can see behind me, over the next 5 years, this was a study done by USC, over the next 5 years, nearly 50% of teens between the ages of 13 and 17 are going to be using Facebook less. They say in general, 30% are going to be using Facebook less. Now the question is, will this collapse as sort of a social media platform, not unlike MySpace? Now I know Facebook has many more viewers, but I think it's sort of going the way of MySpace. I think it's losing its cool factor.
Harrison, I want to pick up on what Marissa was saying, because when Mark Zuckerberg took Facebook public and it went on the NASDAQ, the stock originally, they said it was overinflated and then it tanked very, very quickly.
But has come back.
But it has had its comeback. There's no question about that. Now, what is driving that comeback? And let's talk about the numbers that Marissa just showed us.
Yep.
As far as that coveted demographic going away from Facebook onto other social networking sites.
I wonder, even if Facebook does lose 50% of its users, it's still got a customer base in the 600 million range.
It's incredible. Where's the growth for them?
I think that's sort of the question. Is their growth chart right now sort of looks like it's still going up at a steep pace. It hasn't really leveled off yet.
Okay.
I expect at some point it will, because you're not going to see a situation where all 7 billion humans are on Facebook. but it is still going up. And so the question is, how high does it go? Where does it level off? How quickly does it drop off? But even if it does drop off, if you have a billion and a half people on it, you could lose 80% and still have 300 million customers.
That is, the numbers are staggering. There's no question about that. I think part of the concern that someone like myself would have, I have my son Aiden's 4.5. Who knows what the technology will be by the time he gets grows up or whatever the case may be. But security is a big issue. Sharing pictures and all of that. We've seen bullying, cyberbullying, a whole new batch of issues has arisen simply because of the advent of all these social networking sites.
There's more information out there.
And they have a corporate responsibility to deal with that. So what does Facebook do? You can block sites, you can unfriend things.
And Facebook does block sites. I think that there's some onus on the user as well, because if you go into your privacy settings, you can control fully who sees your stuff.
Right.
And like if you went to my Facebook page right now, you can't see anything if you're not my friend. You see my name, you see a profile picture, but it's just generic.
I get all these friend requests, and I don't know half these people.
And that's it. And you just ignore them, and then those people can't see your information.
Yeah.
So Facebook can try to make it a little bit better so that it's easier for people to block information that they don't want. Though of course Facebook wants you to see information because they want to sell advertising.
And everybody's on Facebook. We are here, of course, at Sun News Network. We want you to go on to Sun News and like us.
Facebook.com/Sun News Network.
Go like us on Facebook. So, and it's also a way for people to communicate directly with their audience. Like the things that you and your team put on our website is directly related to our programming and everything. So it's a communications tool.
And I think that's something that people like generally, corporations or like it, politicians, because it's direct to the audience.
All right, thanks very much.
Thanks.
Harrison Roos is our senior web producer at Sun News Network, and Facebook turned 10 today, so happy birthday, Facebook. Well, sure as hell made Mark Zuckerberg a lot of money.